Yo, what's up? What's up?
Aramis, welcome back to another reaction video. Today, we're reacting to BTS.
Here's what I'm worried about BTS.
Yeah, check out our Patreon if you guys want to. Support us. We post a lot of BTS content there, and yeah, let's get into the video.
And for many people are angry, why are you reacting to this one? Because we are also worried about BTS, so we want to see why you're worried about BTS.
Yeah, but I'm not sure it's the same reason I'm worried about
BTS. So we're curious to see what our POV is.
One of the most beloved groups by netizens and the general public, BTS have gone to being the target of public outrage for several issues like military exemption and the choice of their songs. But who is to blame for this, and who is actually ruining BTS? BTS have strangely a lot less scandals than you'd expect from the biggest K-pop group in the world. In the nearly 10 years that they've been releasing music and promoting together, none of the members have had any dating scandals or someone accusing them of doing nasty things in middle school. Basically, they've gone through their entire lives without going through any career-ruining controversies, which is strange considering how many people want them out of the way. It looks like things have been changing lately, though. The question is, why? If you ask me, it all started with the news that they might be exempted from enlisting in the military. In South Korea, as stated in the Military Service Act, all able-bodied Korean men must enlist in the military for at least 18 months before they turn 30. But there also exist possibilities of reducing the time of service and even exemptions from enlistment altogether. That exists for top classical, folk music acts, and Olympic medal winners. However, BTS's success has made the South Korean government rethink the act altogether. BTS are undoubtedly the K-pop group with the most achievements and the most popularity. They've broken records, set them, sold out albums and tours, and are competing with some of the biggest names in the Western music industry. Their success and the fact that netizens thought that BTS were not only greatly elevating national prestige, but also contributing to the Korean economy really helped their case in the eyes of the public. In fact, it was estimated that BTS are worth more than $3.54 billion annually that they contribute to the South Korean economy.
Actively being a part of the economy,
just a group.
Or like, what is it called? Donation or anything. Like, without actively
donating.
This caused the National Assembly to pass a law dubbed the BTS Law, which allowed pop artists to postpone their enlistment until they're 30 if they get permission from the Ministry of Culture. But this also started a conversation in the government about exempting them from the military altogether. The Culture, Sports, and Tourism Minister at the time argued that if BTS were to halt their careers for 18 months at their peak so they can enlist, then they would cause a great loss not only to South Korea, but the entire world. Now you know why this might be a sensitive topic to bring up in Korea. Celebrities who attempted to avoid serving are heavily.
I actually agree with it. I know it may not be fair, considering, but I think at the end of the day, like if you're looking at it objectively, it's actually.
I mean, they exempted Son as well, right?
No,
he did it.
He went.
Yeah, but his own was not up to 18 months.
Yeah, but this is like, I mean, this is a group that is really like is a major part of Korea's economy. So I don't know. I think I agree with them.
Criticized by the Korean public. Let's take Steve Yu for an example. He's a singer and an actor who was literally deported and banned from ever entering Korea after the government had claimed that he attempted to wriggle out of enlistment by becoming a US citizen a few months before he was supposed to be drafted. BTS are technically far from going to the extremes to avoid enlistment, as all the members have said time and time again that they'd enlist when the time comes. But as the time comes for Jin, the oldest member,
they banned him from entering Korea. That's unfair, man.
That was unfair.
That's extreme.
To enlist, netizens are becoming weary of the topic because they feel like it has gone on for too long and it's getting dragged out even more by Hive. Their opinions are divided too. Some think that BTS have done enough for the country to deserve their exemption. A netizen on an online community wrote, "Hasn't BTS fulfilled their duty to their country? It's been 22 years since I served, but I think they deserve to be exempt. They've brought more prestige to this country than winning #1 at the World Cup." Others think that BTS did not achieve any of their success in the name of Korea like gold medalists did. They think that yes, BTS worked hard, but they did it as BTS, not as representatives of South Korea. A commenter said, "It's not like these guys were promoting with the Korean flag on their backs. They were ultimately working for their own personal gain and lucked out. Why does that deserve an exemption?" Another argued that if BTS get exempted,
no, like normally as a person you work for your own personal gain, but at the same time you're still making your nation proud.
Yeah, I
mean that's the whole thing, yeah.
Okay, look at the person, the guy that went to the top of a building to like save a child or something like that, and they gave him like what's it called?
And your nationality comes in place as well.
So he doesn't really. I know that's not really. No, it's
exempted from serving, then everyone who is.
I mean, I can get why people.
I mean, even footballers like all these online, all of them that they play for England, like they play just to for their own gain. But after a while, I'm Nigerian.
You don't have to carry your flag and say I'm
training for my country.
No,
contributed to Korea's economy.
Bring footballers into this. What are those ones that don't play for their own countries, but play for like
for their own personal game.
Yeah, those ones are for their own personal games. Like you can still in a lot of them. Like
Economy also shouldn't enlist. A comment read, "They work to make money and happen to get famous along the way. That now deserves an exemption. Then what about all the Korean companies who are bringing in foreign money?" And with the issue getting dragged out ever since 2020, netizens are getting real tired of them, especially because of their company Hive that has been pretty vague about the whole thing. In response to an online community user calling out the law for their preferential treatment of BTS, a comment said, "The only people receiving hate now is Bangtan because of what Hive is doing. It feels like Hive's interest totally shifted to their upcoming group and their own business rather than realizing that BTS's reputation is going down the drain. And with the new government getting elected, the debate grew even hotter. It didn't get better when Hive released a statement saying that BTS too are having a hard time because of this and urged the National Assembly to make a decision regarding their enlistment as soon as possible. This only angered netizens more. The comments under a post on an online forum ripped them to shreds, saying, "Our country is extremely sensitive to military service issues. If they don't serve, they may not have a career here ever again like a certain someone." In the midst of all the drama, Jimin got some heat of his own, which didn't help the group's reputation in the eyes of the public at all. On April 24th, it was reported that Jimin's apartment in Hanam was seized by the National Health Insurance. The reason for that was because he failed to pay his health insurance premiums after
his apartment.
National Health Insurance. The reason for that was because he failed to pay his health insurance premiums after he was sent 4 separate notices about the seizure. Ultimately, the seizure was lifted on April 22nd when he paid the premiums in full. At the same time the report came out, Big Hit said that the whole issue was an error on the company's part.
I mean, it's not his fault. Why are they attacking?
I haven't commented on there were some people saying blah 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 blah. This is not his fault. This is not even. I swear, someone that probably even stayed in Korea for he barely stayed in Korea for a week this year. They were all over the place and all. You wouldn't expect him to
man.
Explained that Hive are the ones that receive all of BTS's mail and that they failed to emit the notices to Jimin. The truth was much darker though. Turns out that Hive never even got the notices as Jimin's mail was stolen from his mailbox at his residence in Hanam.
I won't be surprised, I swear.
Wow.
I won't be surprised.
These
are the kind of fans we're talking about.
Worse, someone posted Jimin's notices on the internet with none of his information being blurred out. The leaked documents include Jimin's resident number, house address, and confidential details about the arrears and seizure, such as the amount of arrears, the seizure date, and the seized property. The post was deleted not long after, but nothing can be erased from the internet at this point. The screen
person posting someone's personal information without another person's consent.
You find the person. People you have to be beaten.
Shots of the documents were spread around, and it raised questions about who could have done this. Since the only people that have any access to that information outside of his family is Hive staff, it means that a Hive staff member stole Jimin's mail, kept it until the media found out about the unpaid insurance bills and made it a big deal, and then posted the pictures knowing the damage it would cause Jimin. The fact that his mail was stolen and his privacy was breached to insane levels didn't bother netizens as much as the unpaid bills. They crucified Jimin for the controversy, writing comments like, "Weren't they just asking for military exemptions because they brought in a lot of money and pay their taxes? How about you worry about paying your taxes on time first? There is not one duty as a citizen of our country that you've upheld." Even though this was not Jimin's fault, the group's reputation took another hit. In fact, some are speculating that the issue was so serious that it might have caused BTS to lose any chance of getting the military exemption. Another scandal that arose lately is the one related to the credits of their upcoming album Proof. The album is kind of a best of compilation, which includes BTS's older songs that they handpicked themselves and a few new songs. This is where the problem starts. Jimin's solo song Filter is included in the album, but the credits...
Wow.
I don't know. Why is another song in a new album?
Wait.
But Filter was in...
Map of the Soul.
Map of the Soul.
Wait, so don't tell me they add other songs to it.
of the song have been flagged as pretty controversial. That's because one of the people that worked along with him on Filter was Dong Bobby. He has been on trial since 2020 for physically harming and filming someone's body without their consent in May of 2020. Another victim accused him of illegally filming them for a total of 2 months in 2020. And since BTS have mentioned that they picked what tracks they want to be in the anthology album, netizens think that Jimin purposely ignored the accusations against Bobby to include his song there. A netizen said, can't they just give Jimin a new version of Serendipity instead?
So
there are tons of...
Someone that worked on the song has this thing, so that should affect your own decision of like putting your song. That's your song, like. Oh God, man.
Composers who are ready to offer their songs to
Why don't
why would you pick a...
It's just like saying, as what is it called? As Greenwood now got arrested, so United should like actually close down or something like this.
Rashford should stop living, or people that have been with him or something. Man.
A criminal. But let's get real now. Bobby isn't the only person to work on the song. The song, in fact, was written by the 3 women of Team Danke, who did an interview on the process of writing Filter and how proud they were of it. Why would they disregard the hard work and contribution of the people that worked on the song?
It's not both of them that worked on it.
People just like to focus on the negatives and
song just because of Dong Bobby, who did some guitar riffs on the song. Not only that, but he worked on the song long before the accusations, and the album was thought of before he stood in front of the trial too. But no matter how logical we're being of this, we can't deny that this further hurts BTS in the eyes of fans and Korean netizens. If these issues keep piling up, along with netizens getting sick of the enlistment debate, I'm actually scared.
Okay,
people were angry at JK. That means we're angry at JK. Now, why would you take a picture
with
J-Park?
Controversial Korean artists like that. It's very, really.
What's your business?
Well,
you are just like the
don't
toxic
control his life now. Exactly, like don't control his life.
The toxic ex try to control
he
his
literally
boyfriend's
can
life.
take pictures with anyone he likes, bro. Like, come on. It doesn't affect the work he puts out.
Scared about BTS's reputation in Korea, and we can only blame Hive for it. Obviously, Bang Shi-hyuk cared deeply about the boys when he was the CEO of the company, but ever since the management changed and BTS...
Wait,
what?
Management changed?
Now Hype, when they...
he's not, I thought he was still in charge.
Like for Bangtan, yeah, but Hype bought Bangtan, sorry.
So he's not.
So like Bangtan is like under Hype. So I think that it's the Hype again.
So he's not in charge of BTS
anymore. That's what they said.
I don't know. I just feel like it's the Hype manager that would like make the overall decision.
About the boys when he was the CEO of the company, but ever since the management changed and BTS and the corporation kept on growing, it's clear that they care about only one thing, and that's the money. In fact, they care about it so much that they're ruining BTS as a whole just because of how greedy they are. They're clearly being mismanaged, as we can see from how every single one of these scandals circles back to the company. Clearly, they don't care enough for BTS to prevent...
Bang actually stopped a lot of scandals like from going up and down.
And even
these amateur mistakes from happening, and I'm afraid it's only going to keep on getting worse from now on. What are your thoughts on this?
Man, she made facts, to be honest, man. But I mean, a lot of people still disagree with her, even though like the receipts are there. So let's know what you guys think in the comment section. Here's why I'm worried about BTS and yet to explain.